A little bit of ice, a bit more rain, a whole lot of fog, and that's just today. Let's talk about it in this Tuesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Well, hello there. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of January. I'm Texas Storm Chasers David Reimer. It is a pea soup kind of morning across the state. We got dense fog across at least 70% of the state, if not more. If you are not socked in and have visibilities over a mile, consider yourself one of the fortunate ones. As someone who has to drive in it, not a particularly enjoyable experience, let me tell you. You don't need me to tell you. You'll probably experience it for yourself here in a bit. But we got more rain, more storms, even had a little hailer this morning near Marble Falls, and, well, we could see a few more of those later today as well. Let's pop on over to the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is going to show you what we're expecting for the day, and it's going to be a wet one across pretty much a majority of the state, to be honest. We're going to have an upper-level storm system, number one, that's going to help translate some of these higher rain chances across the northern half of Texas this afternoon into this evening. And then tonight, wave number two arrives, increasing rain chances across portions of West Texas, Edwards Plateau, down into South Texas, the coastal plains, southeast Texas. Here you go. We'll just take a look. There you go, picking up tonight into Wednesday morning, a couple of heavy storms on the upper Texas coast Wednesday morning. That activity moves east in Louisiana. Then another wave of activity possible tomorrow evening across the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, the Edwards Plateau, the coastal plains. And all of these are going to be quite efficient at producing heavy rainfall. No winter weather, no more snow, no freezing rain. The only ice we have this morning is on a sliver of that fog bank across the central Texas panhandle where temperatures are below freezing for a few more hours. After that, all of this, we're above freezing. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of rain to talk about over the next 2 days. A whole lot of thunderstorms, lightning galore. In terms of forecast rain totals, well, here's just this morning, 6 a.m. Thursday, 6 a.m. Tuesday through 6 a.m. Friday, meaning this is all additional on top of what already has fallen. It doesn't include any of that. We're looking at an additional 3 to 7 inches of rain. The Brazos Valley, East Texas, the Golden Triangle around Beaumont into Southeast Texas, with the 1.5 inch or higher amounts extending from near Clarksville back to Waco, Bastrop, all the way down to Victoria and points east into Arkansas and Louisiana. Places like Dallas, Sherman, Fort Worth, San Antonio, we're looking at the potential for 1/2 inch of rain at least additional through Friday morning, with scattered totals between 1/10 and 1/2 inch across places like the Panhandle, West Texas, the Big Country, Northwest Texas, back down into the Guadalupe Mounds, the Davis Mounds, the Trans-Pecos Basin, out into far West Texas around El Paso, Van Horn, and down into the Rio Grande Plains. It's worth knowing, if that specific model was right with those super heavy rains tomorrow night, these are going to have to be bumped up in places like the Rio Grande Valley, Rio Grande Plains. In terms of impacts, well, we've already had a lot of rain. We're going to get a lot more. The risk for flooding is enhanced today. We now have a level 3 out of 4 risk for flash flooding today, tonight, into Wednesday morning, encompassing the Arklatex, East Texas, the Piney Woods in East Texas, back to the Brazos Valley into Southeast Texas. This means there is a higher to a very much higher, yeah, it was educational, wasn't it? A much higher chance of flooding, flash flooding becoming more numerous, the potential for a few significant flooding events like water into homes, stuff like that. We're going to see a lot of low water crossings underwater. Folks should be aware, if you live in the typical flood-prone areas of these regions, heads up. Flooding is becoming increasingly likely today, tonight, into Wednesday. The level 2 out of 4 risk, which means scattered flash flooding possible, extends from near Bonham, DFW Airport, all the way down into the Hill Country, San Antonio, to just north of Corpus Christi, points east into Arkansas, Louisiana. Then that level 1 out of 4 risk, which means isolated spotty flooding possible, the typical street flooding, all the way from Corpus Christi back west to San Antonio and the Hill Country, back towards Fort Worth, Weatherford, up towards Gainesville. Gainesville. So again, flash flooding is going to be a problem today, tonight, and tomorrow. Please be mindful of that, and we're going to definitely see rises on rivers, creeks, streams, and lakes going forward the remainder of the week into next week. So we head into tomorrow. The highest flooding threat shifts into Louisiana. We still see a sliver of that level 3 out of 4 in the Golden Triangle, but in terms of our current region under the gun, southeast Texas, the Brazos Valley, East Texas, a level 2 out of 4 risk. But depending on the solutions, we may see that higher risk expanded into Texas again for Wednesday into Thursday morning. In terms of rowdy thunderstorms, well, we already had one with a lot of small hail in near Marble Falls this morning. So again, into this afternoon, into this evening, we could see a few more storms briefly become severe with the potential for quarter-size hail, localized wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour, and a very low threat of a spin-up tornado across South Texas, the South Central Texas region, the Coastal Bend, all the way up through the Coastal Plain, Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, the Brazos Valley, Central Texas. Zapata, Laredo, up to San Antonio, Austin, Georgetown, east through Bryan College Station, Lufkin, Center, all the way down to the coast, including Houston, Victoria, Galveston, Beaumont. There's a few cities that could have some rowdy storms. Not expected to see a whole lot of those today, but definitely we could see a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and if we're unfortunate, a tornado warning. Tomorrow, that risk shrinks and is generally confined to the middle and upper Texas coast for the same hazards, gusty winds, maybe some hail up to the size of quarters. Rain chances on Thursday will continue across southeast Texas, but for the rest of the state, we'll generally see a bit of a lull before some rain chances may return on Friday. Today's high temperatures, generally speaking, 30s, 40s, 50s, northern third of Texas, 60s, 70s to low 80s, southern two-thirds of Texas. Definitely much, much warmer, which is why we have that fog this morning. We have that warmer, more humid air mass moving inland over a cooler, saturated regime. Tomorrow, northern half of Texas, 40s, 50s, southern half of Texas, generally 60s, 70s, low 80s again, the Rio Grande Valley. Thursday, we're back to the 60s across generally the southern 75% of Texas, with 50s, northern Texas Panhandle, higher terrain around the Guadalupe Davis Mound, so that'll be nice after last week. On Friday, we're going to start seeing a cool front moving into the Panhandle, Oklahoma. That'll start knocking those temperatures down. Otherwise, temperatures 60s, 70s, 80s across the rest of the state. And then on Saturday, you can see that as that cool front makes progress, we're going to see comparatively cooler high temperatures, 40s and 50s northwestern half of Texas, 60s, low 70s southeastern half of Texas. But this front on Friday and Saturday, definitely not up to par with our crashy the cold front Arctic editions, number 1 and 2 from the last 10 days. This will not pack nearly the same kind of punch as that one, but it will knock temperatures back down towards seasonal averages, with perhaps some rain chances continuing into the weekend and next week. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, find out when the rain chances are highest for your neighborhood, along with our free interactive weather radar by downloading the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app available in the Apple app, Google Play stores. The update issue for Android devices has been resolved, so you can download that again. My apologies for that issue. And you can always track the weather with our free interactive weather radar on our website, TexasStormChasers.com. Y'all have a good day. We'll keep an eye on things, updates as needed. Otherwise, the next scheduled roundup will be out bright and early on Wednesday. Have a good one. God bless.